Hello everyone, I'm Coach Jeff. Welcome to another workout. In today's workout, we're going to focus on rotational sports. So you can think of golf, tennis, pickleball, squash, or even racquetball. If you play any of these sports, today's workout is going to be perfect for you to use as a warm-up before you get out there on the course or the court. It's also going to be great for just general population. If you don't play any of these sports, you're going to learn a little bit about your body today and how you would use it if you were going to go ahead and engage in some of these activities. So for today's workout, you do need a small pillow or rolled up towel. You also need your 6-iron if you've got one, and a putter. If you don't have those, just get 2 straight line objects, like a broomstick or a Swiffer stick. We're going to begin with 2 mobility tests using our golf clubs here. You're going to start by laying your putter across perpendicular to you, nice and straight. You're then going to take your 6-iron and align the bottom of the club head to that putter. This will create a 60-degree angle if you're using your 6-iron. Through this, we're going to test your hip mobility through internal and external rotation. So I've got my putter and the club on the right side. So I'm going to bring my right foot forward, aligned with the 6-iron, keeping that right foot flat. From here, we're going to lift the left heel off the ground, keeping the right leg nice and straight. Put your hands on your hips and rotate to the right side of your body, trying to get your hips to be even with that 60-degree angle. So if I put my hands right here on my ASIS, your 2 hip bones, they should have an even angle with that 60 degrees. We're going to come back to center. Inhale, belly button in, upper back tall. We exhale and we rotate again to the right side, trying to find that full 60-degree range of motion. Back to center and continue for 5 reps. Here's 2. Now you may find your range of motion is a little short, and that's okay. That's what we're working on here today. Here's 3. Coming back to center as we inhale, and then exhale, twist. Again, trying to get those hips to be about 60 degrees. In rotation, back, and we'll do one more here. Big exhale to turn. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side. So we're just gonna flip the 6-iron over, still putting the bottom of the club aligned with the putter. Again, that will create a 60-degree angle. This time we're gonna align the left foot with the base of that 6-iron. I've got my left foot flat on the ground, and my right heel is off the ground, so I'm on that right toe. From here, grab those hips again, belly button in, chest tall and proud. Inhale, exhale to twist, trying to get that full 60-degree range of motion. Now you may notice one side is able to rotate further than the other. This becomes important as it can limit your full range of motion in your swing, your consistency, and allowing you to play pain-free. Right, so you may notice that on the side you swing to, which is my left side as I'm a righty, I've got more range of motion than the other. Let's go one more rep here. And so what that means is that most of the time I go into my backswing, as I rotate to the right, I'll tend to compensate in what we call a sway. So we'll just lean and then sway back. That's no good for our rotational sports, as that's going to put a lot of the pressure on the medial or inside of your knee, as well as your lower back. So now that we tested rotation on both sides, let me show you how to open that hip mobility up. You can put your clubs to the side, and then just take a seat right on the ground on your bottom. From here, we're gonna go through our windshield wipers. So you're gonna put your hands behind you, feet are just wider than your hips and shoulders. We're gonna rotate the right knee down to the right, and the left knee inward to the right side of the body. Sitting up nice and tall in the chest. Come back to center, take a long inhale, and exhale as we rotate the left knee down to the left and the right knee down to the inside. Going back and forth here for about 10 reps or 5 each side. Now this is full internal rotation of my left leg, external rotation of the right leg. Coming back to center. And we switch. Now this is internal rotation of the right hip and external rotation of that left hip. As we continue back and forth for our 10 repetitions, you want to identify where it's more difficult for you to get your knees flat on the ground. So sometimes it's just one direction, right? Maybe you stop here, you get kind of stuck, and then same thing might happen on the other side. Or maybe one side is full range of motion and the other is not. What we want to do here is identify those asymmetries, as those asymmetries in your mobility and your muscular strength can cause some of that pain as we go through maybe 18 holes or a couple of rounds of golf. Coming back to center, let's get about 2 more reps. Down to one side, up, and down to the other. All right, now we're going to get into a harder version of that hip internal and external rotation. So from here, I want you to take your right foot, tuck it in, pushing your right knee all the way down. From here, take your left leg and tuck it behind you. We're going to go back and forth through this internal and external rotation, trying not to put your hands on the ground. So I'm going to come back to center, and then we switch. Left knee down to the left side, right knee down to the inside, sitting up tall. And we switch again. We're going to go through that for 10 repetitions. Now this is full range of motion of your hips. If you're having trouble with this movement, it's something you should work on almost daily, especially if you're the kind of person who partakes in these rotational sport activities. When the hips don't rotate in full range of motion, we create compensatory patterns that again can damage your knees, your hips, and your lower back. So if you're going to go out and play these sports, it's paramount that you learn how to do this with your body. Again, going through 10 repetitions here of this internal and external rotation. So we're going to finish about 2 to 4 more. Just kind of even yourself out, go at your own pace. You may notice the hips kind of cramping up just a little bit as your body gets warm, and it works through its own range of motion. We get 2 more here. And then last one. Now this is very difficult. I might make it look easy, but if it is really hard for you, I want you to make sure you work on this on your own. The next thing we're going to test is your ability to rotate through your thoracic spine or your mid-back. We're going to go ahead and test that with the golf clubs again. So you can stay in a seated position, putting your feet out straight in front of you, a little wider than your shoulders. Plant those heels into the ground, get your legs nice and straight. From here, go ahead and take your putter and align it right with your left leg. And then we're going to approximate about 45 degrees off the body. So we simply lift the putter up and bring it out about 45 degrees. That's going to be kind of off the line of your shoulder there. From here, take your other club, hopefully your 6-iron. You're going to put it behind your back and tuck it into your elbows. You want the back of the club really pressed against the center of your spine. Sitting up tall here, we're going to rotate 5 times to the right, trying to match the 45-degree angle on the putter with our 6-iron. So I'm going to take a long inhale, I'm going to twist to the right, and then I should be able to see that that creates the same angle as the putter I have on the ground. We come back to center, we inhale, keep that club tight against your back, and exhale and twist. You may notice that the club wants to come off of the right side of your back. Don't let that happen. That's cheating your mobility. Again, long inhale and exhale. Keep the club pressed against your back. Sit up nice and tall and twist. Come back to center. Inhale and exhale, twist. Here's 3. We're going to get 2 more. Here's 4 and 1 more. All right, now if you were able to match up with that 45-degree angle, that's great. That's full mobility in your thoracic spine, or the middle part of your spine. When the middle part of your spine rotates fully, it again keeps us out of compensatory patterns that might cause pain. Take your putter, bring it over to the right side, and we'll test that left thoracic rotation. So we bring the putter off about 45 degrees, just kind of approximate there. It's pretty much the same angle that your shoulder will shoot out at. Then we're going to go ahead and take that 6-iron, put it again behind you, locking it in those elbows and hands up at 90 degrees. We take a long inhale through the nose and we exhale, turning to the left and then back to center. Now if you're a righty like I am and you swing left, continue through these reps, you're gonna feel that turning to the left is a lot easier. Now that's great for my follow through, but that's terrible for my backswing. So this is something we're really gonna wanna even out over time, just like the hips. So we don't develop more of an asymmetry and more of a compensatory pattern. All right, after those 5 reps, we're gonna go ahead and bring the clubs to the side. You can just kind of put them off. And now that we felt what that thoracic rotation should feel like and what full range of motion is, I'm gonna show you an exercise that you can use before you go out on the course to open up that thoracic rotation. So this is where your pillow or your rolled up towel is gonna come into play. You're gonna go ahead and lay right on the left side of your body, putting your left arm out straight. From here, tuck your knees up to 90 degrees and your feet are flexed as well. Now make sure your knees are stacked on top of each other. As we do this exercise, your top knee is gonna wanna shift backwards. Don't let that happen. If you do, you're cheating your rotation through your hip instead of your mid-back. So we take the right hand, we put it behind your head. Just go ahead and lay down on that towel or pillow nice and softly. Take that right elbow, go ahead and touch your left elbow. And then we're gonna exhale, opening up to the right side of the body as far as we can. Big deep breath. And then we inhale, coming back to center. Right elbow touches left. And exhale, open. Don't let that top knee slide back as far as you can as you exhale. You should feel this stretching right through your mid-back or kind of under that right armpit in the serratus. Going through 10 reps here. As you breathe through comfortably. That was 3. We inhale coming back. Big exhale to open. Here's 4. 5. 6. Inhaling back, keeping those knees stacked over each other. Try not to let your hips move as that right shoulder rotates inward and then all the way out through thoracic rotation in your mid-back. Let's go ahead for 2 to 3 more. Inhaling back, big exhale, open, go as far as you can without letting those hips move. Let's get one more on this side. All right, if by the end your right elbow was able to touch the ground on the other side, you really felt your thoracic spine open there. We're gonna go ahead and put the pillow to the other side. We're gonna lay on the right side of your body, right arm out, flat. Knees are again tucked up to 90 degrees. Left hand behind your head. Relax your head, go ahead and close that left elbow to the right elbow. And exhale, open up nice and big. Try to get that left elbow all the way on the ground without shifting those knees or hips. Going for 10 reps again, or think of it really as 10 big deep breaths. So that each repetition is followed by a full breath. Inhaling and then exhaling to rotate through. Again, don't cheat range of motion by shifting the hips. Keep them kind of locked into place and think of just the upper back really opening up to the sky and then closing. Big inhale and then big exhale. Open up to the sky. Try to get that left elbow down on the ground on the other side and back. Let's go for 5 more. Really force that range of motion. All right, we'll get one more here, just for good measure. Really let that open up. Now again, if you felt more tight on one side than the other, you're gonna wanna do like a 2-to-1 ratio. So if your left side is really tight, you can do twice as many reps than you do on your right side to really help that asymmetry. From here, we can go ahead and stand up. Now I'm going to show you how to put that rotation into power. After all, things like golf and tennis require the ability to rotate fully, like we've learned to do here, but also to create power through that movement. To start, we're going to hit our pivot and reach. So putting your feet wide, standing up as tall as you can, belly button engaged, up and in. We're gonna twist the right foot and hip all the way over, squeeze the right glute, push your right arm up to the sky as you swing your left arm behind you. From here, we're gonna go ahead and switch. So we come back to center, inhale, and exhale to push. Going through about 10 reps. Now as we do this, what I see a lot of, just like in golf, is this heel doesn't fully turn over. Make sure that leg fully turns over, squeezing the glute, pushing the arms, belly button in, rotating through your mid-back, and then switching. Again, 10 reps, going back and forth. Go at your own pace, find your range of motion. Just make sure that hip and ankle are fully turning over with the belly button up and in as we reach and swing. Let's get 2 more and 1 more. All right, from this, we're gonna turn it into our squat and pivot and reach. This allows us to put the power of our hips in that rotation, just like our rotational sports like golf. So we're gonna go into our normal squat, feet are wide, toes pointed out, hips go back, knees go out to go down. As we stand up, we're gonna pivot and reach. We go back into the squat, stand up, pivot and reach. 20 repetitions, here we go. Down into your squat, pivot, reach. Now the leg that's pivoting, make sure you squeeze that glute nice and tight as we go through. That engagement of your glute is what's gonna protect your spine as your hips and back rotate. Squat, pivot, reach. Focus on full rotation. Don't worry about speed here. If you go a little slower than I am, that's no problem. We got about 10 more. Here we go, last 5. Inhale down, exhale up. Make sure those heels stay flat in the squat. One heel comes up to pivot. Little good measure here, 2 more. And last one. All right, now you can see how that movement brings together the power of your hips and our ability to rotate. A great warm-up and full body exercise before you hit the course or the court. We're gonna go ahead and get back down on the ground, warming up our core. So a lot of times when people play these rotational sports, one of the biggest complaints I get as a trainer is that they have back pain later on. It's usually lack of mobility, which we already covered, and lack of core engagement or just core strength. That's where these exercises come in. This one here is called the max effort plank. So what we're gonna do when we get down in our plank position is focus on our pelvic tuck and driving the arms down, creating as much intensity as you can. You see, golf and tennis are explosive sports. They utilize a muscle called the type 2 muscle fiber. If you sit passively in your plank and just relax, you're not hitting that muscle group. All right, so we really want to squeeze as tight as we can to the point that you're like shaking. We're gonna go ahead down to that plank position. Now make sure you don't internally rotate the shoulders. I often see people put their hands together. It's terrible for your shoulders. Make L's, putting your fist in the ground. From here, we tuck the pelvis, squeeze your quads and glutes as tight as you can, pull the belly button up into the spine, and then drive those arms and fists down toward your toes. When you do this, you should feel your body begin to shake. Keep squeezing every muscle as hard as you can. Squeeze your arms, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, and keep pulling that belly button in. 20 full seconds here in this plank. We've got about 12 seconds left. 10 seconds. Keep fighting for that max effort. Put as much muscle into it as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we bring it down. So again, that max effort plank really teaches you to call upon your most powerful muscle fibers instantly. So as soon as you want to go ahead and swing, you're able to do so with the correct muscle fibers. We're going to go ahead and get down to that max effort plank again. And so again, you really want to focus on tucking the pelvis or tucking your tail between your legs and then driving the arms down in isometric contraction. This is going to help to activate your lats, your arms, and all of the muscles really in your body. All right, ready? Back into that plank position. Arms are in L's. We're gonna tuck the pelvis, squeeze your quads and glutes. Belly button up and in, and then begin to drive those fists down toward your toes. Almost pretending to pull the mat or the floor down underneath you. Continuing through again, a 20-second hold. We've got about 15 left. Squeeze those arms, pull that belly button in, squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes, get every muscle fiber on. Let's make these planks really count. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and relax there, kind of shake that out. So I hope you felt the difference between that max effort plank and just a normal kind of passive plank. We're now going to go onto your side and turn this into a side plank. Now the side plank is kind of crucial for your body because it teaches you to connect your core strength into your hips, which is pretty much what golf is. So we're going to stack the feet. I'm here on the right side of my body. I've got my right arm fully tucked underneath me. I'm going to go ahead and push my hips up and forward, getting my neck nice and long, belly button in. Squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips forward and up. Go ahead and begin. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. So again, belly button in, quads and glutes are tight. Push your hips forward and up. All right, so kind of pushing them in front of you and up. And when you do so, you're really going to feel that oblique on the right side fire up. Got about 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we get right onto that left side. So again, I'm going to go ahead and stack my feet, one on top of the other, or you could put one in front of the other. You can even put the top leg over the top for a little assistance if this bothers your shoulder. Otherwise, we push those hips up and forward, fully squeezing the glutes and quads, belly button up and in, hips nice and tall. 20-second hold. You've got 15 seconds left. Again, keep thinking of pushing those hips forward and up, forward and up. You'll really feel that bottom oblique light up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead down with control. All right, now we're going to go into a plank that sort of utilizes the max effort that we just learned, as well as hitting those obliques like a side plank. So go ahead, watch me here, and then you can jump right in. So I'm going to set up in my normal max effort plank, pulling the belly button up and in. From here, we're going to rotate the left hip down to the side just a little bit, and then we rotate the right hip down to the side a little bit. You're going to focus on keeping the upper body straight while those hips slightly rotate back and forth. Go ahead and jump in with me for 20 reps. So we rotate to the left side, squeeze that left oblique, rotate to the right side, squeeze that right oblique. Continue to pull those fists down toward your toes to engage your lats. We want those lats engaged while we're engaging those obliques. This protects your lower back and adds a lot of power to your movements. So big deep breaths as we go back and forth. Keep that belly button tucked up and in, and keep those quads and glutes nice and tight. Gonna go for 10 more rotations here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. All right, go ahead, bring that up to center, and we're gonna go ahead and stand up. So with that plank in hip rotation, you should have really felt the connection between the muscle under your armpit, your lat, and your oblique right through here. For this next exercise, we're gonna focus on your balance, your hip extension, and your ability to rotate. So this gets very difficult, kind of putting all of the things we've learned together today. We're gonna start in our split squat or our static lunge position. So I've got my left foot forward, my right foot pretty far back. We're gonna go high on that right toe, pushing the right knee down, keeping the left heel down. From here we stand up tall. We're gonna do that 5 times. So we go down with control and stand up tall. Make sure that left heel stays on the ground as the right heel is off the ground. Inhaling on the way down, big exhale with power to come up. I'm gonna hit 2 more here. Just getting about 5 each side. All right, and then we go ahead and switch. So I got my right leg forward, left leg back. The left heel is off of the ground. The right heel is flat on the ground. From here, we push that left knee straight down and up. Inhale down, big exhale to come up. Going for 5 reps. Here's 4. Here's 5. I always like to do 1 extra, just in case it took you a sec to jump in. All right, from there you can shake that out. Now we're gonna add the rotation into that split squat to see if you can truly get thoracic rotation while the legs are working. So I've got my left foot forward again, right leg back, left heel is flat, right heel high off the ground. Now as I go down, I'm gonna rotate to the left, keeping the chest up tall. As I stand up, I'm coming back to center. Let's try this for 10 repetitions. Bring that knee down, rotate, stand up to center. This may be challenging your balance a little bit. Just make sure that you keep the belly button up and in and keep your upper back nice and tall. As we drop into that left heel and then pressing through that left heel to come up. Try to get as big of an upper body rotation as you can and stand back up. I'm gonna get 3 more here. Again, some bonus reps. And last one. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and switch legs, but before I do that, if that movement's too difficult for you, I just want you to practice a high knee march with thoracic rotation. So you pick one knee up and you twist. That could be your modification for this split lunge with our rotation. So now I've got my right leg forward. I'm switching legs here. Left heel is off the ground. Catch your balance. Arms up at center. Go straight down as you turn as far as you can to the right and stand up tall. Going for 10 reps. And again, if these are too difficult, just practice that high knee march with rotation. Here's 4. Inhale down. Big exhale up. 5. 6. 7. 8. Big twist in the upper body. 9. One more. Big twist. 10. Little bonus rep. Why not? And shake that out. All right. Now, if that's really difficult for you, you can imagine that you need some help with the range of motion in your lower body, the strength, and the ability to rotate through that range of motion with strength. That's why this workout is perfect for these rotational sports. We've got one more little routine to do to really help open up the shoulders for anything that we're doing, again, when we rotate through sports. So playing tennis or golf or anything like that. We're gonna get down on the ground, laying in our prone position, so face down here. I'm gonna put my forehead right on the towel to give me some breathing space. From here, you're gonna put your arms overhead, putting your thumbs together and your fingers nice and straight. So just to show the camera, my hand is in this position, or hands are in that position. Forehead is tucked. From here, we're gonna lift the arms straight up as high as you can, and then back down with control. Keep those elbows nice and straight, arms very straight, touch the ground. Lift your arms up as high as you can. Your goal here is to get your hands above your head. That's full shoulder flexion. So let's go ahead and begin for 15 reps. Relax your forehead, lift up and down with control. 15 reps. Keep your arms as straight as you can, lifting as high as you can. Relax them when they touch the ground and right back up. Keep those elbows straight by really squeezing those triceps. Keep your abs nice and tight, legs nice and tight for great foundation. Again, going for about 15 reps. I'm going to get about 7 more. 2 more, and last one. All right, good, shake that out. Now, if you had trouble with that, again, that's a movement you're gonna wanna practice, as limited shoulder range of motion will create other compensatory patterns, usually in the lower back or your knees, which does not feel good after a match or a round of golf. We're now gonna get into our supine position, or laying on your back, putting your pillow or your towel right underneath your shoulder blades. All right, so I've got that pillow or my towel right underneath my shoulder blades. My feet are flat on the ground, tucked underneath. From here, you're gonna relax your head back. This is full thoracic extension. I want you to turn your abs on here by kind of pushing your lower back to the ground, squeezing your stomach. From here, we're gonna bring the arms up straight above the chest by interlacing your fingers and then pushing your palms straight up to the sky. The movement as follows brings the arms overhead, trying to touch your arms or your pinkies onto the ground and then coming back over your chest. Now, there's a couple key points here to protect your body. You want to make sure you're not using lumbar extension, so we don't want to arch the lower back. You want to push your lower back down to the ground. Keep the elbows as straight as you can. Drop those arms behind you overhead, keeping your abs on. Touch with the pinkies and come back up to center. And here we go. 15 reps. Again, push your lower back to the ground so you're not cheating through your lower back, but instead using the upper back to get thoracic extension. Again, 15 reps here. Every time we come back over the chest, that's 1, and we drop it back down. We're gonna go for about 10 more. Now, if you can't get your pinkies to touch the ground, that's okay. Maybe your range of motion is here. What I want you to do is try to exhale and just get a little bit further each time. Again, make sure your lower back is not popping up off the ground. Do not cheat this range of motion. If you cheat it here, you're going to cheat it in your game. Keep pushing your arms away from your body. Think about keeping your arms as long as they could possibly be, up to the ceiling, and then really reaching overhead, opening up the rib cage, keeping those abs nice and tight. Let's get about 5 more here. Again, using breathing to get a little deeper each time as we exhale. All right, go ahead and bring that back to center. We're gonna hit each one of those shoulder exercises just one more time. So we go ahead and take the pillow out in front of you. And again, just to show you at this angle, my hands are here in this position. We're trying to lift them up, slightly behind your head, and back down. All right, gonna go ahead and lay on the ground. All right, squeeze your core, squeeze your legs nice and tight. Extend your arms overhead, thumbs touch. Lift the arms up as high as you can and down to the ground. You know you've got full range of motion if those hands are coming above your head. Keep trying to exhale through it to get a little more range of motion. Keep those elbows nice and straight, working through your 15 reps. I'm going to go ahead for 5 more. Keep those arms nice and straight. Lift the back of the palms as high as you can. And last one. All right, let's go right back to that thoracic extension exercise. Again, putting the pillow sort of right under the shoulder blades in your upper back. So again, we tuck the feet underneath you. Position yourself accordingly, kind of get that comfy spot there. All right, once you're here, put your head on the ground and then push the lower back down to the ground. You can almost think of getting into that pelvic tilt by tucking your belt buckle up toward your face. Interlace your hands above your chest. Inwardly rotate, pointing the palms up to the sky. From here, inhale, keeping the lower back down to the ground. Exhale as we push those arms overhead. Try to get those pinkies to touch. Again, about 15 reps. Working through at your own pace. Inhaling back to center. Big exhale as we reach up overhead. Again, try to get a little further with each breath if you're not already touching the ground as you bring those arms into full shoulder flexion. Continue to push the lower back to the ground, making sure, again, you don't sacrifice lumbar extension when we want thoracic extension. Again, that would be your lower back extending instead of your mid back. And that's what often happens as a compensatory pattern, which creates that back pain after we play. I'm gonna go for about 3 more reps here. But go at your own pace and finish those 15 reps as best you can. All right, shoulders should have opened up just a little bit there. That concludes the work for our workout today, but I really want to retest those tests that we started with to see if that opened up the body so you're ready to play. So we're gonna go ahead and take your clubs again, align that putter right to the front of your mat, and then we're gonna go ahead and take that 6-iron, get the bottom of the club, and align it right with the putter. So it's about 60 degrees off to the side. Now, if you remember this test we started with, we're simply just retesting again to see if these exercises really help to open up the body to prep us for play. So I've got my right foot aligned with that 6-iron. I'm gonna bring my left heel off the ground, keeping the right leg tight and straight. From here, we grab the hips. We're gonna exhale as we twist to the right, trying to turn those hips as far as you can. Can you get to 60 degrees? And back to center. We're gonna just do that 3 times here. Inhale and exhale, twist those hips. Back to center, and one more time as far as you can go. Inhale and big exhale. Hopefully you got a lot further than when we started with. Let's go ahead and switch and we'll try the other side. So we just flip the club over, put the line of the club right there alongside the putter, put your left foot aligned with that 6-iron. We're gonna keep that left leg straight, left heel down, right heel up. Hands are on those hips, chest up tall. Long inhale and exhale as we twist as big as we can to the left. Do your hips meet that 60-degree angle? And back with control. Inhale and exhale. Try to get a little further. And one more. Inhale as we come back to center. And exhale, kind of pulling that left shoulder back, twisting as far as you can, getting that nice big range of motion. All right, now let's go ahead and test our thoracic rotation. So we're gonna sit on the ground, all right? Legs are out, flat in front of you, toes are flexed toward you to give you a nice base, pushing your legs down. We're gonna go ahead and take that putter, this time off the right side of the body, and just approximate a nice 45-degree angle. From here, take your 6-iron, stick it behind your back. We're gonna tuck it into those elbows, fists are nice and tight, and really press that club against your back. From here, go ahead and twist to your left as far as you can as you exhale, trying to meet or exceed that 45-degree range of motion. Now again, as you twist, the left part of the club under your left armpit is going to want to come off of your back. Don't let that happen. Don't cheat. And back to center. One more. Inhale and big exhale. Go as far as you can. All right, looking good there. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. So we've got the club off of the left side of the body. Again, go ahead and approximate about 45 degrees off of your body. Take that club back behind you. We take a long inhale again, and we're gonna exhale, twisting to the right this time, making sure we meet at least that 45-degree angle, and back to center. Inhale, and big exhale, and one more. Inhale, upper back tall, and big exhale. Keep that club tight against your back, and back to center. All right, that concludes our workout for today. I hope you enjoyed this routine to help you with your rotational sports. So if you're a golfer or a tennis player yourself, or you know one, make sure you use this routine before you get out on the course or just throughout the weeks and even off season to help prep you for your game. If you need a little more Coach Jeff, you know where to go. My Facebook page, Coach Jeff, or my YouTube channel, Metamorphic Methods. Have a great day.